So this is our facility here in Niagara Falls, New York. We're converting this facility from what was an industrial building to a data center to mine Bitcoin. At the time, this factory was being used to actually strip down for scrap metal. Prior to that, this was actually a power generation plant where they were using coal and fossil fuels to generate, unfortunately, dirty power at the time. Block Fusion is a blockchain infrastructure company that uses renewable energy. At the facility, we actually mine Bitcoin. So traditionally, people would think about mining Bitcoin or like mining a resource, right? Very expensive equipment, guys with hard hats underneath the earth trying to get resources. In this particular case, we're mining Bitcoin, and while we are leveraging a expensive hardware to do so, the resource is really about how quickly you can actually solve a particular algorithm, a mathematical equation on the blockchain to be able to go and obtain 1 Bitcoin. And now I'm going to take you into our Bitcoin mining facility where you'll see the hardware actually processing and mining for Bitcoin. This is our control room, just before you actually go into the mining facility itself. So I'm about to put some headphones on just because it's extremely loud in the mining facility. So I'm going to show you the miners themselves. These are not individuals mining, you'll see the actual computers themselves. And then I'll take you into the exhaust room. You'll see we'll be in the hot and the cold aisles. So the hot aisle where it expels all the hot air, and the cold aisle which has the cold air go through the actual computers themselves and the fans to expel the exhaust. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was each one of these computers do not work individually. They actually work together. They pool together the resources and the processing power like a supercomputer to be able to do the algorithms to actually be able to mine 1 Bitcoin. The total miners that we have here at the facility is about 2,600. We actually anticipate that by the time we build out the entire facility, we'll be somewhere between 12,500 to 15,000 units. So this is the repair facility of one of the repair facilities that we've actually got on the site. So as you can see, we've got all the latest equipment here. We actually take and repair all of the hardware. The goal here is that because of the price of the hardware currently and the time it takes, it could take somewhere between 9 to 12 months from the time you get the order placed of the latest hardware, that to actually repair the current hardware that we have or BitDigital's hardware, it allows us to actually go and continue to actually mine on a more real-time basis and mine more Bitcoin sooner. We're actually working with the local schools, both the technical schools as well as the colleges and universities, to actually find folks in computer science who actually want to be in this particular space. This facility here in Niagara Falls, we are 5 miles away from the Robert Moses hydro plant. Absolutely critical for us when we chose this location that if we were going to consume energy, we wanted to make sure that it was renewable. So as we're looking at building this facility out into a data center, that was a critical factor in our decision making. So the Robert Moses hydroelectric plant is the 4th largest hydroelectric plant in America. We're in Zone A. Our property is located in Zone A, which is about 5 miles from the actual dam itself and the plant. So we're in an ideal location to actually have most, if not all, of our energy being supplied from that particular plant. So behind me here, you're seeing just the remnants of what's left over of the actual coal piles that were at this facility prior to us environmentally cleaning this and taking this and remediating this particular property. So you'll see right behind me is the substation for the property. So this is where they're taking the high voltage, the power from the high voltage lines, and we're switching it down and stepping it down to be able to be consumable energy for the miners themselves. So behind me here are cooling towers that were actually used. These are actually filled with water, rainwater, and actually then pumps in to go and cool the facility. The team here is currently constructing our next data center pod. So this will house about 2,250 more miners within the next 30 days. One of the things that we do at the facility, especially when there's actually peak usage for power within the particular region, is we're enrolled in what's called demand response. So that's where if the grid themselves require more power back, we'll actually shut down our operations or curtail it back to actually provide that power back to the local community as required. If we think about blockchain and this particular industry, this is the industry of the future.